Morning, folks. What an amazing place to wake up in. This is a Glencoe campsite just outside Fort William. Very clean, very friendly. I can't recommend it enough. Location just outside Fort William. You're right on the doorstep of some of the best roads that the UK and possibly Europe has to offer. Rode some of them yesterday. What an amazing day that was. Still very early. One or two campers up already and about. I've got packed down. Bike's loaded. We're about to start the journey home. Sure everything's on. Yes, Glencoe campsite, just outside Fort William. Cost me, I think, £27 I think for 2 nights, including a booking fee. Possibly just cheaper if you just turn up and you get to wake up to that. Wow. Oh, let's get some heat on. A little bit of rain last night, nothing too much. Tent was dry and I packed it up this morning, which I didn't expect. But I'll be having to dry it off first. So today we are heading home. So today's route is a reverse of the route up here, down to Fort William first, then I'm going to take the A82 towards Tyndrum and Crianlarich, skirt the west coast of Loch Lomond and towards Alexandria, and then on to Dumbarton. That's the first stop. That's 90 miles away. Between now and then we get to ride Glencoe again. Hopefully it's not as busy as it was on the way here. Have a bit of a clear run at it. So we're back into Glencoe now. Traffic is nowhere to be seen, happy to say. Let's hope it stays that way. Just see the clouds just hanging around the peaks of those mountains up there. Snow-capped peaks and the rugged, dramatic fall down either side into the glen. Real spectacle to behold. Watching it back on a video will nowhere near do it justice. If you've not been to Glencoe, then you need to get off the settee and go and do it. Then, so we've done a 3-day trip. The first and the second day are 380-mile rides from home up to Fort William and back on the third day. 380 miles seems a long way. On this bike it's very easy to cover 380 miles in a day, especially with some of the mods that I've added, I'll talk about shortly. And apart from 60-ish miles of motorway at the beginning of the route and 20-ish miles of motorway through Glasgow, well, every other mile was a real pleasure to ride. Riding through Glencoe was the highlight, as you can see now why. It wasn't just a case of taking that route from A to B, it was getting from A to B in the best way possible. And the A68 through Northumberland and then the A82 through Glencoe absolutely did that brilliantly. The middle day then, so yesterday, got up bright and early, ran a 280 mile route, and we went first of all along the A830 to Mallaig to the ferry terminal. Now the A830 again, when I planned it, I did actually plan an A to B route, but it didn't turn out like that. That was an amazing road, and a road that I'm looking forward to riding again sometime in the future. Running this overtake. The ferry across from Mallaig to Armadale on Skye, and then a clockwise loop of Skye. For the first part, very good, very scenic, roads are okay, but the second part towards the northeast of the loop absolutely blew me away, just east of Ewing. The single track route that we took just outside of Ewing was absolutely stunning, including the Belaknabar style hairpins coming down the far side of the mountain and the views to the ocean beyond. And then that day was just topped off with a 50 mile blast down the A87. Although it was raining, which spoiled it a little bit, that road is absolutely amazing. Road surface is immaculate throughout. Views are better than anywhere else you'll see in Europe. And the bends, honestly, the twists and the turns, the way that they wind round the bottom of the mountains made the 380 mile trip up here and 380 mile trip back well worth it. And if it hadn't been raining, and if it hadn't been getting so late in the day, I think I'd have probably turned around and done it all again. It really was that good. Just a few modifications or a few bits of equipment that I've used while I've been here, so I've commented a few times already. The zero gravity screen, which I added just before I came out. Wasn't too sure when I ordered it. Obviously the shape of it's very tall, so I didn't want to spoil the looks of the bike. I don't think it does. From the side and the front it does follow the lines of the bike, and unless you can compare side by side, I don't think you'd actually notice. So it does look a little bit strange from the back being so high, probably another 3 inches on top of the Kawasaki touring screen that I had on previously. But the more I ride, the more used to it I get. In fact, I jump on now and don't even notice it. And that's after 3 days. And it is really effective in reducing wind blast. Significant difference. Anything at motorway speeds plus, no buffeting whatsoever. The noise from the wind is much less, and even things like when you turn your head to check blind spot, especially with this camera on, before this screen would catch the wind, then you just get extra buffeting and you have to use extra neck muscles to pull your helmet back round. Well, that's not the case now. The screen is doing a lot of the work for me. So I highly recommend the Zero Gravity Sport Touring screen. Sports Bike Shop is where I got it from, $73.99 delivered. And they did a good job of getting it in stock from the States, I think they come from. So thank you to Sports Bike Shop. One of the other things that we added this time was this second camera. So I've got 2 Hero 5 Blacks running, and in particular what I wanted to do was test the location of that camera. Normally I'd have the camera sat on top of the screen. Put those grips up a little bit, hands are getting chilled. Yeah, normally I'd have the camera sat up on top of the screen, but with the screen being as high as it is, that would have meant that the camera would be right in the line of sight for the chin mounted camera. So I decided to hang the camera upside down, just sticky mount it onto the back of the screen, just inside the cocoon of air. And I like what I'm seeing so far. It works a treat, sticks on well, even though the sticky pad's not on 100%, probably about 75-80% of the pad's attached because of the curve of the screen. The screen curves in the opposite direction to where a curved mount would go, but it's still solid, it's not going anywhere. Oh, just look at that. 8:30 in the morning, I get to ride this. Got it all to myself. So yeah, very happy with the mount of the second GoPro just inside the screen on the underside. Also does a job to protect the camera. The GoPros have got an LCD screen on the back, and to mount it on a soft facing knee, just leave that screen vulnerable to stone chips and things. Perfectly safe where it is there. One thing that I have changed actually is the mounting setup to the chin mounted GoPro. So the GoPro still as it was on the chin mount, right in the middle of the chin bar. None of that's changed, but what I did have previously was I had the cables running inside the helmet to an external mic. So I had this USB-C extender, just tuck it up inside underneath the chin curtain there, and then attach it to the GoPro mic adapter, which seemed neat at the time, did a job, but actually kept catching my ear putting the helmet on and off, to the point where I actually dreaded taking my helmet off. So I thought I needed to change that, so I have actually attached the mic adapter via the USB-C extender just inside the helmet there, just using duct tape for now. Just a temporary job last night, and that is better already, even though it affects the look of the helmet of course, but it's better already, much more comfortable to ride in. So I'll neaten that up when I get home. I'm sure it looks a bit of a mess on the camera there, silver duct tape just plastered all over the side of the helmet. There's worse places to be stuck at traffic lights. I've actually got a longer USB-C extender, so I will play about when I get home. This one's only 12 inches, I think the other one I've got is possibly 18 inches, might possibly be 2 feet. Got to make a decision whether or not I attach the mic adapter closer to the camera and put that straight into the camera, or whether I use the longer USB-C extender, take it right into the back of the helmet, mount it up at the back just to improve the look and the aerodynamics. That just leaves a really small 3.5mm jack on the end of a cable that tucks up underneath the back of the helmet and into the helmet and round the side, the spare cable nicely behind the cheek pad, the external mic just inside the chin mount there. So I'm happy with that, that doesn't cause me any fuss whatsoever. The other addition, although it wasn't planned, was front and back Michelin Road 5s. group caused a nasty puncture the other day, just in time for me to get some road 5s fitted, see what all the fuss is about, and I can report very good things. They have been brilliant. In the dry and, use my legs as suspension there, in the dry and the wet they performed admirably. Everywhere I pointed the bike has gone, not with any kind of movement. And I suppose, you know, I'm no tyre expert, but if the bike goes where you want it to go, feel what you need to feel, you don't have any kind of movement that you don't expect, there's got to be a basis and a good tyre in my opinion. Can't comment on the longevity yet. Tyres are nicely scrubbed in, done 1,000 miles at the end of this trip. What better place to scrub tyres in, by the way? I don't think there is a better place. These views just go on for miles and miles. I have to say, it is cold today. Just looking at the snow on the top of the mountains makes me feel even colder. Yeah, I am quite chilled. Not in the cool way, the frozen way. Grips are on 100% and looking for another notch on them actually. It's not raining though, which is a bonus. If you can stay dry all the way home, well, I'll be very happy. Really looking forward to editing this video actually, just to see some of the roads again that I've ridden. Really good keepsake following these trips. When you get a video edited together, you can watch it back in the middle of winter when the bike tucked away and it's freezing and raining outside. Put YouTube on and have a look back at some of the journeys you've taken through the warmer months. Relatively warmer months, it's not very warm today. So I'm not planning on doing any more videoing. Covered most of this journey on the way up here. So I'd just like to say thank you to the Big Z, Kawasaki ZZR. I'm completely in love with you. You have absolutely done me proud on this journey. 47,000 miles now. 12 years old. Couldn't ride these roads on a better bike, I'm sure. So thank you to the Big Z, and thank you for watching.